Alright, teacher, Stella Vista, Kukuna Pipes, no Costa Rosta, what Chagala. What's up, guys? I go by name of Rifigwe, aka Ri, aka Aute Pandayo, aka Nix. How of it? Welcome to another episode 17. Open mic session, of it. And then please, guys, don't forget to subscribe, retain, of it. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Sikona. So, guys, please, man, go subscribe, of it. To Ratan channel, Arona. Please, of it. The Soletin Chaki, guys. The Soletin Posa, something else here. Give nothing. It's Not.
Vibing.
Not.
100.
Bon, on go pas introduire pour voir ensemble les gens qu'on a mal, carava, tout méga et dit ça.
My name is the Praying Poet.
Yeah.
I am a spoken word artist.
Yeah.
I focus mostly on spiritual,
Okay.
inspirational.
Yeah.
I believe that poetry is a form of social commentary.
Okay.
So this is where I fall under. I understand poetry as an art form that if I explain it in a poetic form, I can say that as poets, we are the ones who say the things that people cannot say. It's just like we beautify it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, art is art. Art is the heart. Art is the soul of humanity. And that's just me. That's just me. A Jesus boy, all about God. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So tell me, man, when did you start doing poetry? Bunyani.
I've always had a knack for language.
Okay, yeah.
If you ask my mom where I started from, if you ask my parents
Yeah,
where
no.
I started from, they'll always tell you, this man has always been a talker.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I've always been,
Okay,
I've always been a talker.
Yeah.
And then when I got to, after Bukrechi, when I got to, I think it was in grade 7,
Grade
there
7,
was
yeah.
this competition that was introduced to us, this festival. It's
Yeah.
It's an Easterford type festival, whereby you go, you show your different artistic skills and all that and disciplines. It's called the Raka.
Raka. Oh, Raka. Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a competition that's held in Randfontein High School
Yeah.
for every school in Ghana to go there and like express themselves. So our school,
it's like a spelling bee or something
no,
like that.
it's about art.
Oh, art, okay.
You do theater, but
drama.
specifically for like Babanya
All right.
in primary.
Okay.
So what happened was that year my English teacher, we got a new English teacher, and she decided that, you know what, why don't we take specific learners that you see. Shout out to her, Miss Jordan.
Miss Jordan.
Miss Jordan, she just came in.
Platform.
I'm telling you, she just came in, she saw the different learners, it was like she picked certain learners. So these learners are the learners that I see are going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So my first poem actually was a monologue. I did a monologue. She gave me a monologue. She's like, nah, do a monologue. I did a monologue. She's like, read a story. I did a story. That's when I actually realized, oh, wait a minute. There's something here. More than just being that boy, I understand that language. More than being that boy, abuag, as my parents would say, but it's more internal, it's talent. So from there on, I've been honing the skill. But the first poem that I wrote was in 2020. That's the first time I sat down. That's the first time I sat down and said, you know what? I'm writing a poem. So that was my first written poem that I can say that this is a poem. And throughout the years, I've come to discover that more than a poet, I'm actually a spoken word artist. But I've realized that it's easier for people to relate poetry and say that, okay, this person is not just speaking, but he's doing a poem. He's performing a poem. So that's why I think I added the name, the Praying Poet, to myself, so that people know that when I'm there, I'm going to do poetry, not a monologue, not anything like that. So
So you do only poetry, music you don't do?
Man, I'm all over the place. Wherever you put me, I'm gonna perform. That's the kind of person I am. Tell me to ask me to sing, I'm a singer. Poetry, I'm a public speaking. I'm an all-rounder.
So go on music, you want music, you record something by music.
I've never officially recorded
anything,
because at the moment I just want to focus on poetry.
And then you would like a poet.
From there on you will take it from there, because poetry is something that I feel like if you are a poet or a spoken word artist, you can do anything. Because let's take rap for example. If you take rap, but the word rap is actually an acronym. It stands for rhythm and poetry. You understand? So as a poet, especially as a spoken word artist, I can come up with a rap. So
Yeah.
I found myself a man partner.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Poza. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. Akakunayo. So mfethu poetry udila kayona fela. Kuyona
Yeah,
le.
for now, poetry
Yeah.
all the way. For now, it's poetry
Yeah.
all the way. I don't really wanna do a lot. I don't really wanna do too
Okay.
much because Happy, as the playing poet, I want it to be a separate persona from me. So if I'm gonna do something else,
Yeah.
it won't be as the playing poet.
Okay.
It's gonna be as another thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just wanna hold and perfect the playing poet before I move on to other things.
Alright. So I saw your profile yesterday. I was checking your profile. Ne? Very social. I saw you pastor.
Yeah. So I come from a Christian family.
Okay, so
My
okay.
parents are actually the pastors.
The pastor.
But I'm someone who loves God as a young person to the extent that
Yeah.
I believe that you should not be limited as
Yeah.
a young person. If you feel that you're passionate about something,
Yeah.
go out and get it. Don't wait for somebody to come and recognize you and say,
Yeah.
this is actually what you are. So I do a lot of what people identify as pastoral
Okay.
activities that pastors would do. I freely do as a young person. So in a way, I don't have a problem because
Yeah.
it's who I am, it's where I'm at. also.
Umuruti vele.
Yeah, because Happy, I believe that as an artist, what drives you is intrinsic.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you
What?
don't have, it's inside.
Oh, inside. Yeah.
So if you don't have a spiritual aspect within your art, eventually it's going to crumble because the spirituality of yourself as an artist, the spirituality of your delivery
Yeah.
or presentation
Yeah.
is very much important in how people see it.
Yeah.
So if I am not spiritual as an artist, if I don't take care of my spirit as an artist, the emotion in whatever it is I'm doing is
Yeah.
going to lack.
Okay. Yeah.
So the
yeah,
spirituality and the quality of your product as an artist
Yeah.
is linked and they're one and the same. If you let go of the other,
Yeah.
if you focus too much on one and the other suffers, your delivery overall to your fans, people who believe in you, is gonna lack.
Yeah. Okay. So the pastor mkhele bunyane lo.
This is
Because it's a family.
This is me.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is me. This is me. This is what I do. Everything that I do, I usually tell people that this is just simply it is an extension of myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find that if I'm asked to do something, I don't even have to rehearse. Just there and then I can hit it because it's just an extension of myself. It's who I am.
Iko wena, like-
Iko hard. So
Yeah,
there's no need for
yeah.
That's why I saw that I'm
Yeah.
a spoken word artist because poetry means that I have to sit down.
Yeah.
And look at structures.
Yeah.
Look at language.
Yeah.
Look at analogies.
Yeah.
Forms. And all that. I'm not really focused on all that. Spoken word artist, which means if you can take me and put me in the deep end and say, hey, this is the color purple. Say something about the color purple. Say something poetic about the color purple.
Yeah.
I promise you I'm not surprised because it's an
Go
extension
away.
of me. It's who I
Yeah.
am. Yeah.
So pastor buko wena poetry.
Bona, singing, music.
Ora ngco talented ngata.
I'm everywhere. I'm
Yeah.
everywhere. I believe that if anybody wants to do anything, they can do it.
Yeah.
I've realized that especially in singing, we have a lot of people who have the voices to sing,
Divine.
but they cannot sing. Only voice emunati,
Sure.
like a melodious voice.
Yeah.
But they don't know how to key, things like key and all that. So it's a matter of knowing how to do something. Once you have the theory and understanding of how to do it, you can do it.
Yeah,
Do
very
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a very bad voice, but they can sing. You understand? But because
And
they
how much
know-
are-
I understand. So because you know how to do something, automatically do it. Do it.
Yeah, what does I say washaya njalo. So the poetry you go to 2020 ke. So you wrote your first poetry ka 2020. After that so o bula tswela o ntso kwa poetry.
Yeah, for the sake of what is this, immortalizing it.
Yeah.
Yabo? Because like I said, I'm not a spoken word artist. I don't really have to write, but I write so that it's always there.
Yeah.
I write so that people can always come back to it.
Yeah.
There's a saying by Chinua Achebe. Let me paraphrase because I'm not.
Okay.
Chinua Achebe says that as long as Chinua Achebe is an African writer,
Oh.
Yes, he's an
He's a guy or
he's a man.
He's a man.
From Nigeria.
Oh, learning to motivate the poet.
He's actually an author.
Oh, ke motho kwala.
Yes, what's a novel called, one of his most famous novels is called Things Fall Apart. I recommend it.
Yeah.
Right. So Chino Chebe wrote Things Fall Apart. And one of his sayings, one of the quote that I really took with me, is that he says that as long as history is written by the hunter,
Yeah.
right? As long as history is written by the hunter, it will always favor the hunter until the lion takes in and writes his own history. So this is not the exact same. This is me just paraphrasing
Yeah.
my understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wargiman China
Chinua Achebe.
Chinua Achebe.
Chinua Achebe.
Lino samana liva la.
No.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's not a right anymore. But his works, this is why I say that. The reason why I write. You saw that Linda Haseki say, my works still live on as a spoken word artist. We have spoken word artists who don't even bother to write. So we have to rely on other people who have experienced them. We have to rely on accounts from other people that this person says this, this person said that. Yes.
Okay. So tell me about your poet. Poet did they perform on Fanda? Give it. What's the name of the poet?
I am a very versatile artist
Sure.
in the sense that I identify as a Christian Muslim.
Okay.
But that does not mean I do not see what's happening around me. That does not mean that I don't see what's happening around my immediate world and immediate environment.
Yeah.
That's why I said that poetry is simply saying things that people cannot say. We are speaking the unspoken.
Sure.
Right? So the piece that I'm going to perform, I don't usually title my pieces
What?
from the get-go. Because I was telling my friend about my writing process. One of the ways that I write my pieces is that it's an existing feeling that I have.
Yeah.
I just get a feeling, certain feeling. And then I translate that into words. So I don't know the name of the feeling. As long as I don't know the name of the feeling, the piece itself will not have a specific name. I name my pieces, I think, afterwards. Star sometime, then I'll say, this one is called 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the one that I am going to perform, it's technically it's social commentary. Let me say it. It's social commentary about the current political state.
Okay.
I just had the feeling that we are progressive, but we're not progressive. But we are progressive. Well, I understand.
Sure.
So how do you give a name to something like that? So basically the poem is just an expansion on that understanding that, you know what, we are going somewhere and nowhere very fast. As a people. Yeah, that's the piece that I'm gonna perform.
So later we're going to do it you mentioned.
Yeah, because I also wanted to sort of paint a picture of what freedom actually is compared to what the people who are fighting for the freedom had imagined. You understand? And I've realized that it's different. Yes.
Composer
The praying poet.
The not will be said import.
I realized it's the praying poet.
The praying poet.
Yes, it's the praying poet. It's one thing. The name before 2022. That's when I did my big show. I just used to go by MG Speak. I would just tag my poet, the pieces MG Speak, Gift Speak.
Gifts.
Yeah, Gift.
So we change it.
So what would happen was that I'm a Christian. So they will often ask me to pray before we start writing. And they would often I would even preach at school. So they would say, please pray for us before we start writing. And they would often say things like, you know what, your prayers are so poetic in a sense. And I realized that the more I did that, I realized that was also seeping into my pieces when I wrote. The same way that I would pray would be the same way that I would write my pieces. Therefore, I decided, no, who I am is the praying poet. That's why I would always say, my name is Mpo, I am the praying poet.
Okay. Shut up. Mafet, composer, Mpode, praying poet. Yeah. We will talk about your poet to Shapanga.
Doesn't have a titling.
Doesn't have a title,
Yeah.
ne?
Yeah.
So don't shop fela ka supply so one so
Sure.
Ah, ne honestly. Guys, ke mpotsa ba fetu to shapa ka point ya gagwe ba fetu ko para mo ka chance ba fetu. A re bontshe nyenye. Nyenye.
I am the praying poet, aspiring scribe of dark artists, citizen of the enigmatic city of Scotland. I sit to this, where I write what I feel, where I write what I see. Listen to the words I say. In other words, take them. For I am the wordsmith who is also the shepherd. As my rhymes follow the chariots of fire, like sheep in a flock to a shepherd. With flow so slow, so steady, and rhythm like a clock. Let me serenade you, like the songs of Solomon in his life. Open up your eyes, revive your spirit, set your soul on fire like the psalmist in his poems I have. This is my freedom. Do not touch my freedom, do not charge my freedom. Though it may seem broken before the eyes of the eye, questionable to the political philosophers, often leaving the elders to nothing but a shrug from us to this. This is the crooked kingdom. Not exactly their promised land, but more like our compromised land. This is the new South Africa. South Africa, the democratic. South Africa, the democratic. The meetings and marches, meetups and manifestos, reduced to nothing but documented bedtime stories. Our parents' attempts to make up for their head in the death of generations. I was there when the mantra had said, ease their conscience. Each time, the whispers in the ears whenever they sit down to watch the curtain. This is my freedom. Do not touch my freedom. Do not charge my freedom. I am an angry son of the soil. I am an unhappy son of the soil. Because the promises our predecessors professed are still on the agenda decades later. With my very eyes, I have witnessed the extinction of freedom fighters and an explosion of politicians where we are left to fend for ourselves. Where we are left to fend for ourselves. But bills, policies, and acts as chains that hold and bind the hand of anyone who is able to bring about change. This is the manifest. Do not touch, do not charge. I still have faith that no matter what we face, despite your race, despite our race, somebody will rise. And we are the ones who will rise to bring about change. This is my freedom. Don't touch me. Charge. I am the praying poet. Whether you're in a mood or just in a state, yonder the hills and over the veils, it is through words that I am.